Welcome back to Pat Man Garage. We're gonna jump back into fixing the fan issue on the lightning that we talked about. And I'm looking pretty rough, man. I need a haircut, need to shave, need to trim. I don't have time for any of that. Anyways, we're gonna jump into this lightning here. Jumping right into it. So I've got the fan wiring right in here. He's got two relays. So we're gonna have to pull some of this out and figure out exactly how it's wired up and figure out how and where we can modify it. All right, well, for starters, I popped the power cables off of that run over here to the fan relays, and they were tapped into this mega fuse here, which is great, but they were on the battery side of the mega fuse, so the cooling fans were not fused at all. That's definitely going to be a problem long term. So when we put it back together, we'll have to make sure we get it on the opposite end of the fuse, which may mean we have to massage the wiring and relocate it a little bit, but we're going to keep going with this. All right, I got the wiring pulled out. I've just laid a board up here just so I can keep everything off of the battery that it's sitting on so we don't have any weird shorting out. So it looks like I got two different wires that are trigger wires that go to my relay. One of them wires, the white wire looks like it is wired over to probably the AC switch here. And the yellow wire looks like it goes to the control pack. So I need to detape or pull the tape apart on these and figure out how they're actually attached to the relays themselves, and we'll see what surprises are in store for us in there. All right, I got my tape removed, and looks like both are spliced together directly, so that would definitely be how we're getting our feedback on turning on the compressor. So essentially what's happening here is the control pack on the orange wire is trying to turn on the relays, which is great. We want that. But since the white wire is connected directly to it, the white wire is now backfeeding back to the compressor and then turning the compressor on. So what we need to do is add a diode on this white wire that will prevent the control pack orange wire from backfeeding down the white wire. So should be an easy fix without getting into too much effort here. And we'll just pull off some of this heat shrink or the crinkle tube here, and we'll add our little wire right in there, or diode, excuse me. We'll add our diode right in here somewhere. All right, so went and dug diodes out of the electrical box and got my diode in place. I went ahead and just cut out that little blue splice that was here between the two wires, and that way we have just one fewer the same number of connections, but not an additional connection, I'll say it that way. So we're going to get this soldered in, and then we'll wrap that up and then start working on figuring out if there's any other changes we want to make. All right, well, I spent some time and kind of reorganized or rerouted some of the wiring. I made a little bracket for the relays to sit on so they aren't falling down. I made a little bracket for the tack adapter to sit on the side of the PCM instead of sitting on top of it. And I want to stick my foot in my mouth on the fan wiring. There are two fuses for it. So yes, it was not fused on the big fuse here, but it is fused on the wire itself. So yeah, it is correctly done. It is safe. So foot in mouth that I jumped the gun on saying that it was not fused. But anyways, I did do a little bit more cleaning in here, and I mounted the I guess that's his amplifier wire. I mounted that tucked it down a little bit. It was sitting up here on top of the PCM as well, so we tucked it down in the hole and got it mounted to the fender. And I got all these wires tucked down and together, so it looks a lot cleaner. So I'll have to throw a little before picture of what that looked like and compared to what we look like now, but we'll get the battery thrown in here and reinstall the battery and throw the maintainer back on it, and we'll be in good shape to see what else we want to play with while the truck's here.